We've set up the EZESharp Blade Sharpener, got everything out of the package. What we're going to do now is we're going to set the sharpener up to do a 20-degree angle on this particular blade. So what we've got is the T-bar at the back, which will slide up and down. We'll set that up on a 40mm mark here. We'll zero this side here. That will move. We're going to bring that up 20-degree mark. So zeroed out here on 40mm, on 20 degrees on this side here. We're now ready to put the knife into the actual sharpening system. We'll just slide it in between the plates. There's a couple of little things that I like to do when I put a knife into here. I'll make sure I've got the same amount of blade hanging out the plate on each end, and I'll grab around about 50% of the blade into the actual plate, and I'll try and get the blade as parallel as I can to the actual plate itself as well. The main reason for doing this is when the knife goes back into this particular sharpener in a few months' time, to have it reset again. If you put the knife back in, and every knife in the same way, you'll know next time exactly where to put it. So we've put it in there, we've nipped it up, we've got our angle correct. When we put our stone in, you'll see that our actual angle in here now is our 20-degree desired angle. This section over in here, where we actually have our degrees, we'll loosen that knob off, and you'll see that'll move around. That's our zero. We'll bring that up to the 20-degree mark and tighten it up. Once we're at that point in time, with the back section at 40mm, this at 20 degrees, we've now got an angle of 20 degrees sitting in right here. When we're sharpening on this particular sharpening system, what we're talking about doing is resetting an edge. So when a knife gets blunt, the edge needs to be reset. So the actual physical cutting edge that we're looking at along here, when it's sharp, will look like that. When it's blunt, it will look like that. And what we're doing with this particular sharpening system is taking this component of the actual edge off to get back to the actual physical cutting edge. So we need to bring it back to that particular point. When we're doing that with the coarse side of the actual stone, we'll end up leaving score marks in there. The fine part of the stone is just there to tidy up the score marks and finish the knife off. This particular job, and we'll do 30 seconds on each side of the actual knife 3 times, hence 3 minutes. And at that point in time, we should have eliminated that shoulder. So we'll just pop a bit of oil on there. And what we'll do, because we're not working on the physical cutting edge, we're actually going to touch the blade both in a forward and in a backward motion here. We don't need to put a lot of pressure on the front, nor on the back. It's just as if you're running a knife over the actual blade, over the stone itself. So we'll go forward and back, using the whole length of our stone when we're doing this, and not working any one area at the same time. So just keep working our way for 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Once we've spent 30 seconds on that side running both ways, we'll just pull it out, let it go, and now we're on to the opposite side. Again, running both ways, just working along the actual edge of the knife. Don't stay in one spot too long, just keep working on it. Try and use the whole length of your stone to save hollowing it out. A small amount of pressure on this side here, and again, you don't need a lot of pressure on the back. Way through, both ways. We'll do 30 seconds on the knife that way, then we'll basically flick it straight over, drop it back in, same angle now on the other side, and that's really funky being able to just simply swap your blade over like that. And again, we'll just do this side again for another 30 seconds, using the whole part of the stone. When we get to the actual point, what we'll try not to do is we'll try not to roll off the point. We'll try and run it through. So we still have to taper it to the actual point, but don't roll it off. And again, you can go that way or that way. Both will work, and you'll see me using both styles. So we've done 30 seconds on each side 3 times. Now what we're going to do is go to the fine. What we'll do is we'll go over to the fine side of the stone. Again, just oil it up. And this particular time, what we'll do is we'll either do a slicing motion or a drawing motion. Slicing motion will be when you put the blade, the stone down and go forward on it. A drawing motion will be putting it down and drawing it back. The whole idea of that is when you sharpen by hand, that's a slice, that's a draw. Both styles are correct. I've done a lot of internet research on it and found that either way will do the actual job. I personally like to use the slicing motion, so I'm going to go forward like that. Bring it back, lifting it and going through. Sit the stone down the knife, and I'm going to go forward, lifting it each time, going forward. If I was going to do the drawing motion, I would sit it down and I would pull it in a backwards motion. You can only go so far forward, you can't damage your hand on the actual cutting edge. So again, you're going through that way there. I would normally do that 10 times on each side, lifting it and going through. Again, I'll do now 10 times on each side, then I'll drop back to 5. Followed by 5, 3, 4, 2, 1 on each side. When you finally get to the last one where you do one full motion, your knife's basically set at that point in time to come out of the actual sharpener itself, and be just finished off. It'll be shaving sharp. You can finish it off on a fine steel or even a strop, and that'll just polish the edge a little bit more and bring it up to a razor sharp edge. There you go, guys. That's how we do it.